What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of 30NSG. On today's show, we're going to be talking about... hold on a second. I got to fix my camera. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Marvel Rivals, missing characters, a little bit of a head-scratcher, right? Kind of touched base on it last week when they showed it off. We're going to talk about Survival MMO Dune Awakening wants to pull people away from competing and fighting over bases and have them battle over the spice. And then we're going to talk about the Sony patent may support recent rumors of a new PlayStation handheld. It was kind of hard trying to find stories for this morning because yesterday was April 1st. So there was a lot of garbage out there to see what was real, what was fake. So we're gonna take a little bit slow to see if when we're reading through these articles today. I glimpsed through them. I said they all seem like legit articles. So that's what we're doing today. If you like what we do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning to about noon Eastern. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you like to go above and beyond that, you become a member as little as $5. We do morning shows, we do uploads, we do live streams, gameplay, podcasts, all the stuff right here on 30NSG. What's going on? Good morning, El. Good morning, Dolphin. Good morning, Clips. Good morning, Kylo, Travis, Dave Rose, Rowick. Water Bear, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. Appreciate everyone coming out and hanging out with us in the mornings. How's everyone doing? Man, there was a lot of garbage, a lot of stories yesterday that I was. It's April Fools, right? So it's fun. It's fun reading some of them. Like, what was the one with it was Rocksteady. What was it? Rocksteady. I forget the two companies they were merging together. I was like, oh, that's pretty funny, right? It was something else. I forget who it was. Was it Elon Musk? I think it was Elon Musk and Rocksteady joining forces. Go on, Dustin. Suicide Squad Free News Day. I'm all about it. Suicide Squad. You know what we might do? We might watch. It's not part of the show, but I was just thinking about it. Lejeune made a video about his review of the stuff, and I didn't watch it yet. So we might watch that because obviously he's a big fan, and I would like to hear what he has to say about it. So we might watch some of his stuff. Also, today at 1 o'clock, I'm uploading my video from yesterday. What we did the Paul Tassi articles about Suicide Squad and how the problems are with Suicide Squad. I edited it a little bit different. So when you guys watch that video, let me know if you like the editing style of that. It's got, B-roll running over it and whatnot. I also have a short leading up before that goes live. So we're trying a lot of little different things here on the channel. Nothing changes for you guys to actually watch. It's just more of the style of it. I'm trying to make it a little bit more entertaining. You guys come and watch it live. So when I'm doing these shows live and doing breakout videos, I'm going to try to go back and forth between the two cameras here to give me a little bit more options when I'm in the edit to make it a little bit more spontaneous in editing and whatnot. So it's not just the same stagnant, me talking head type of thing. So, all right, let's get started with the first story. Travis says 30 rumor. It's the fact, a rumor, but at this year's Ubisoft 4, we might get news on Division 3. Well, Division 3, we might get news, but that shit's not coming out till 2026. We're way off from Division 3. We're way off from Division 3. They're leading Division 2. They're taking Division 2 and leading it right to the door of Division 3. Sony out here making moves from the Microsoft handheld rumors. That's right. They got patents. These are actual things that are happening. Okay. All right, so the first story that we're going to be talking about is Sony's patent may support recent rumors of a new PlayStation handheld. A newly published patent from Sony appears to support recent rumors and speculations of a new PlayStation handheld system in development. Okay. So a newly published patent from Sony may support rumors and speculations of a new PlayStation handheld device in development. Unlike the PlayStation Portal, Sony references the PlayStation Vita, PlayStation Portal, and the PSP go as predecessors for the new patent. Now, this past February, tech YouTuber insider Moore's Law released a video that claimed that Sony is working on a new handheld gaming device, and the video explains that the AMD was already paid by Sony and produced by the new handheld system, but it's supposedly in early stages of production. Now, the rumor suggests that the handheld that may run the PlayStation 4 games and select PlayStation 5 games via the patch functionality similar to Valve's Steam Deck. Although it's possible that the new handheld may not actually be released, the new patent suggests that Sony is going to head with the plans and be stated by Moore's Law in dead video. Okay? Now, Sony's patent aims to streamline the process of switching from playing a game on the mobile gaming device and playing on the console. Now, with cloud gaming being a key element, cloud gaming is not currently supported by the PlayStation Portal device. And also, patent specifically notes that Sony's previous gaming handheld, such as the PSP, means a traditional gaming that players enjoy. Now, however, the handheld mobile gaming experience is not exactly the same as a home console gaming due to lower graphical fidelity and less dynamic controls. To address this issue for gamers, the patent seemingly shows a new handheld from Sony that's also capable of using cloud gaming features with improvements and inputs in response time. So you can see here in the little diagram that they have here, there's the handheld device. The person looks like he's taking a piss, right? Nice. He looks like he's taking a piss. Then it goes to the network. And the network goes to the cloud gaming computing and gaming system, which then goes over to the AI model over here, which then goes to the dynamic correct of gear's value, and then it goes back up to the cloud up there. You have a couple of other systems here. Go to the network cloud computing gaming system. All right, so there you go. You got some little couple of things here. Cloud gaming is system. Now, I just want you to know, the main key word here is cloud computing and gaming system. You guys always tell me that cloud gaming is not going to happen, but until it is, it's never going to happen. I think some of you said, right? So the new Sony patent shows new handheld and cloud gaming features, switch between playing a game on handheld and console, supports cloud gaming unlike PlayStation Portal and Remote Play, uses cloud server processes to improve gameplay inputs and response time. Okay. Also, the patent doesn't appear to be related to the PlayStation Remote Play app, since it doesn't support cloud gaming either. Now, what's more is the handheld is internal processor capable of real-time dynamic corrections during gameplay and streaming footage to spectator device. Now, the server is a bandwidth responsible for streaming and transmitting process, and the patent drawing shows how the process and coordinated between the device and the server with the diagram of the device's CPU, memory, GPU, and additional components being shown as well. Now, although the patent doesn't elaborate further to use the native PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 titles, the support cloud gaming features may prove that make gaming more responsive and enjoyable on the new device compared to the PlayStation Portal. Now, if rumors are to be believed, and development of this new device will not affect the future PlayStation home console like the PlayStation 6, so fans who are prefer traditional home console gaming may still look forward to what the future may. Moreover, rumors of the leak point towards the release of PlayStation 5 Pro in late 2024. Right? So what does this mean? Okay. Now, I said this when the PlayStation Portal came out, and a lot of you guys talked about how, oh no, they're going to make the Portal where they're going to make it where it can play games, without needing the PlayStation. And I said briefly, there's no way they're going to do that. I said they would sell you a different device, because that's PlayStation's, not MO, but that's PlayStation's, that's how they market stuff. That's how they do stuff. That's their business plan, right? They know that if they have you on the PlayStation 5, then you'll buy a PlayStation PSVR 2. They know that if you're on a PlayStation 5, that you're going to buy the PlayStation Portal, okay? Now, obviously, we were asking, we even had a conversation about this. I said, why didn't they just come out with a handheld? And I know why. They wanted to sell the Portal so you can have a handheld device while you're playing the game inside your own house. And yes, you can play it on Wi-Fi, but a separate handheld device is always going to be in the plan, because they did it in the past. They're going to do it again. History repeats itself. So if they come out with a Sony handheld, I think this will be fantastic for Sony, okay? But I also think that you PlayStation fanboys that are out there, you're going to have to buy yet another device that can play your games separate, and it's not going to just be on the Portal, and they're going to go more towards the cloud gaming. Now, I think this is very interesting. Sony has lots and lots of patents. All companies have lots and lots of patents, but Sony, we get to talk about a lot of patents that they have. Now, I think, like I said, I think this is a smart move on Sony's part because Sony, again, is known for their consoles. They're big on the consoles, just like Nintendo, right? Over in the East, they like selling consoles. They like selling devices. They like selling peripherals. Okay, and that's how they keep in business over all these years. Okay, that's why Nintendo sold the robot, the glove, the glasses, the different consoles, the different 4-player co-op plug-in thing, right? Different controllers. Sony, same thing. The VR, the portable device, the PlayStation, the updated PlayStation. They sell, and they know that they're going to sell with those, and that's how they make their money. And then on top of that, the software itself. Now, the Portal's not going away. The Portal's still going to do what it's doing, but this is going to be a standalone device if it does come out. And I do believe it will come out because they want to compete. They want to compete with the next Switch. They want to compete with the Steam Deck. They want to compete with all of these things. And right now, the Portal doesn't do that. But a brand new handheld device would do that. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. If you like what we do here, please make sure you share, like, subscribe. Also, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think they're coming out with another PS Vita or a new PlayStation? Do you think it's going to come out for the end part of PlayStation 5? Or do you think they're going to push it more towards the PlayStation 6? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like I said, if you like what we do here, please check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right. All right, chat. What do you guys think? Do you think that the PlayStation Portable, whatever it is, there's no way that everyone's like, oh, the PlayStation Portal, they're gonna turn a switch on and that thing's gonna, they're gonna sell you another device. They're gonna sell you another device. Wishful thinking. They've already been working on the Division 3. It'll be coming out this fall/winter. You think Division 3 is coming out this fall? No way. No way. No way. And even if it does, I will not pick it up. Okay? Because one, they would not only cannibalize what they're doing for Heartland, and what was the other one they're doing? Division. There's Division Heartland, and there's Division, I forget the other one, right? There is no way impossible that Division 3 is coming out this winter. No. Earliest, 2026. The company that's working on Division 3 is literally just getting done, or just got done, with Star Wars Outlaws. Sony would rather chase Nintendo with the handheld and chase Microsoft with the PC? Absolutely, Sarge. Sony should not be chasing anyone. They should be leading. So it's concerning. I mean, Sony made the best handheld of all time. It's the PSP. So now, hold on a second. Are you talking about sales or your personal preference? Are you talking about your personal preference? They could try cloud gaming, but it will not accept it. Everyone's making a handheld. Yeah, everyone. It's the new thing. It's the new battle royale. Everyone's making a handheld. I have a PlayStation 5 and will not buy anything else until PlayStation 6. I don't remember being able to jailbreak any other handheld. Advance SP has my all-time black backlit screen. It flips and fits in your pocket. It was perfect. I would love a good portable handheld. Never mind. I have one. It's a damn tablet. Just focus on cloud. It's just what your mobility. Right. Not only are these companies... You know what the funny part is? You have to buy these other handheld devices where most of us, Water, and you work in the phone industry, right? Like, we all have these phones in our pockets. And as of right now, everyone's like, I don't want to play on a cell phone. But yet everyone's buying these portable devices because of the bigger screens and whatnot. I just think that's funny. I'm sure they'll launch a powerful Sony handheld just like Microsoft will be there in a partnership with Intel. No way Ubi has a lot of titles they're working on, and the devs is busy with Star Wars. Yeah, there's no way that Division 3 is coming out this winter. They've been working on Division 3 the entire time without telling anyone. It's a surprise release. Sure. Sure. According to my cousin, the new iPhone is the best camera ever made. I don't know about that either. Between you you saying that's the best thing. Okay, your personal preference. Okay. I was going to say because it's nowhere near the top selling. But let me show you. Let me show you, right? Let's see. Let's see. Let's bring it up on the screen here. All right, Nintendo DS, 154 million. Nintendo Switch, 139 million. Game Boy Color, 118 million. Let's see. Game Boy Advance, 81 million. PlayStation Portal, 80 million. So PlayStation finally has one on the list for portable devices for handheld. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're fifth. They're fifth on the list. Then Nintendo 3DS is sixth. Then you got to come all the way down here to Vita with 10 to 15 million. What I love about people saying it's very successful is it does 10 to 15 million, and yet when Xbox Series S and X, right, sell 21 million, that's a failure. But the PlayStation Vita is super successful at 10 to 15 million. Now, obviously, different time, but I just find it always funny. Yeah. The Nintendo DS actually has almost sold more than what Sony PlayStation 2 was. Think about that. That's the handheld. That's crazy. That's crazy. The PSP was way ahead of its time. It had online play with voice chat before the iPhone existed. Did it have voice chat back then? Man, where is the PSP? Is the PlayStation Vita? It's not even on this list. Am I missing it? PlayStation Portal or Portable? PlayStation Vita. There it is. No. Oh wait, right. That's it. But that's not the. Is the PlayStation Vita the same as the PSP? Vita? Right? Is that what it is? No, because I played... No. I played in 2003. I remember because I was working at a... It's 1989, the Atari Lynx. In 2003, I played... What did I... Oh, it was the PlayStation Portable. That's what I played. Yeah, the PSP. That's what it was. 2004. Yeah, because I was working at the movie theater at the time. I remember bringing it everywhere I went. Yeah, but the difference between the iPhone before the iPhone came out, though, L. I mean, the iPhone in 2007 when it came out literally could do 1,000 more things than what the portable handheld could do. I see what you're saying, though. Like, it had the technology of where basically you could make a phone call, right, with a handheld device because you could play online. Remember the Tiger LCD video games? You're talking about? Are you talking about the old school, Ron, like the football and like the with the little light going across? Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about? You're talking about this thing. Like, you're talking about these things. Yeah. We used to have a shit ton of these. This is the 2-player one where you went back and forth, but then there was the single player one. Yeah, here it is. There it is. Oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto. I played a crap ton of that. Let's go on, Argus. PSP had Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories exclusive for a while, and then ported to PlayStation 2. Was so insane playing GTA. Yeah. It was crazy. That time frame. I was in my early 20s, like late teens, early 20s, when all like Grand Theft Auto went to 3D and stuff like that. That was like groundbreaking. People don't understand the graphical fidelity that went from what games were to what Grand Theft Auto did was insane. Now people are like, we're so spoiled with graphics of games. Yeah, I remember when PlayStation made a phone. I actually worked a convention, and it was a huge push on the phone, and it just didn't sell. Ahead of its time. How upset do you think people will be when GTA 6 gets delayed? No more upset than any other game that gets delayed. I used to ride motorcycles in San Andreas for hours. San Andreas was such a good game. You would ride the bike, and then you would work out and get your guy buff, or you would eat a lot, and then you would become fat. There was just some cool mechanics back then, right? And now you kind of look at it, and you don't want too much. Like I don't know if I want to do that again. Like I don't know if I want to Sims life my character in GTA 6. You know. Oh, Vice City's music, Eddie, is what made that game as memorable as it is, right? Being in Miami was one of the smallest maps they've ever made, okay? But that whole story and the music, the radio station alone made that game a 10. Made that game a 10. I kind of skipped 5, so I'll know life 6. 5's a good one. The story I like, Travis doesn't like it. So if Travis doesn't like it, Dolphin, you would love it. The 3 protagonists in Grand Theft Auto 5 is good. Is real good. Yeah, see? Travis like, I hope 6 is better than 5 story-wise. Yeah, 5 is a fantastic story. Yeah. That's the barometer. If Travis hates it, Dolphin will like it. That's how it works. It's on a scale between Travis and Dolphin. Where What scale would you use? On a scale from Travis to Dolphin, I would give it an Eclipse. I liked Michael, hated Franklin, wanted to murder Trevor. Trevor was literally one of the best characters in a game. He's a psychopath. They nailed the psychopath perfectly. One of the worst things in any Grand Theft Auto, Rose, for me, was Grand Theft Auto 4, where you had to do the dating sim. Take them bowling, right? Take them to go play golf or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I always had to go somewhere with them. I was just like, oh, shut up. I don't want to take you anywhere. What's going on, Lurker? I think you're supposed to hate Trevor and mission accomplished. Yeah, you are supposed to hate Trevor. That's why I like Trevor. Trevor, the acting of Trevor and the psychopath that he is, just unhinged, was fantastic. And the balancing between the three. I love the opening scene. We were running from the cops. Too bad the actor who played Trevor hates it. I mean, he hates it now. 2020 hindsight's 2020, right? Because now he's so well known because of that part. That's why he's known, right? He did the part so well that that's what he's known for, and that's why he hates it. Imagine that. Yeah, imagine a part being an actor, right? Imagine this: you're an actor, and you do such a good job at doing your role that now that's what you're known for, and yet you're pissed about it. That's what you wanted to be. That's what you wanted to do, right? You should be honored that people know you from a fucking video game instead of just, he thought it was going to be like a bit part. Oh, I'm just going to do this part in a video game and no one's even going to know I'm doing it. And yet, that's what they know him for. Right? That'll teach him. Do a shittier job next time. That way no one will know who you are. Like, he hates it. Yeah. This is why Eminem doesn't leave his house. He hates fame and crazy fans. That's what you signed up for. If you didn't want to be famous, then don't do something that makes you famous. I don't want to be a criminal, but I robbed something, and now I'm known as a criminal. No shit. You don't say. Right? I'm an actor. I want to be famous and make a living out of it. People know me, and now if I go to Comic-Con, I have to sign actual autographs from people that loved my role, and now I'm mad about it because I'm making money. Like, get the fuck out of here. How retarded is that? I took the role as playing Superman. I'm just being generalistic. I took a role playing Superman, and now I'm always known to be Superman. And I go to events, and people want to take pictures, and I have to sign and play. And what do you think? Sure, as an actor, you want to be known for your wide range of movies and stuff. But people know you for that one movie, and that's why they know you, and then that's why they watched your other stuff, because you were iconic for one character, and then you became iconic. And now you're a good actor, and people know that if you're a movie actor or a movie star, then That's what you are. They're like, oh, Jack Nicholson. Oh, I loved him in Clockwork Orange, right? Oh, Danny DeVito. I loved him in Twins, or I loved him, right? Like, oh, Robert De Niro. Oh, I loved him. Like, how do you think you become famous? This actually happened to me. I went to a convention. I've had people come up to me and ask me, 30, can I have an autograph? And I went, sure, right? I didn't go, oh, God, I can't believe you know who I am because you watch and I'm at a convention where people stream. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, get away from me. God. Like, what are we talking about? I'd be the guy for going to prison for breaking fans' jaw. Look, a lot of celebrities that there's people that hit an upper echelon of, like, Leonardo DiCaprio can't go anywhere. Johnny Depp can't go anywhere, right? Michael Jackson, when he went out places, he couldn't go anywhere, right? The fans just want to. Then there's the people that have, like, morphed, where they're so popular, but they're so cool with the fans. Like Hulk Hogan, no matter where he goes, he sticks out like a sore thumb. You know who he is. Okay? He knows he's going to be stopped, but because he is kind to people and, like, talks to people, people get this, like, respect for him, or like, just leave him alone type of thing, right? Like, they'll take a quick picture. Hey, that. It's just what it is, right? You can't be mad because you made millions and millions and millions of dollars because of the fans, and then when a fan wants a picture or an autograph, you're like, oh, can't you? Like, understand that if they're eating or they're with somebody, like, read the room. You know what I mean? Like, read the room, right? Like, don't ask for an autograph where he's at the John and he's taking a piss, okay? You can ask people, they know who they are if they understand who they are. They understand that they're actors or famous people, sports athletes, stuff like that. They asked for it. This is what they wanted to do. The reason they wanted to become these things is because they wanted to be rich and famous. And it comes hand in hand. You can't be an actor, a well-known actor, and be rich and not be famous. Leo just takes his hot fans on the island. Yeah. I mean, 25, that's his limit, right? And then he boots him out of that. Oh, yeah, Shaq is really cool. Shaq, Hulk Hogan, they're, like, super down to earth. I guess you have to be a certain height to be cool. Right? Is it 24? I thought it was 25. Oh, right. When they hit 25, it's too old. Right. I forgot. I mean, technically, women are older than men by like 10 years. So a 24-year-old girl would be around 33, 34 years old, mentally wise, right? Where Leo is like, what? He's like 50 now? Something like that? He's getting up there, right? He's 49, so he's like a 35-year-old as well. It all averages out, right? Mentality-wise, Leo's 49, but he's like 35 years old. And the girls he's dating is about 34 years old mentally. Yeah. What it is. They always tell you, right? They always say that women are smarter than men. They're just more mature. There you go. That's his reasoning. And yet 23-year-olds still want to hang out with him. Weird, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's like they kind of know who he is, and how much money he has. I'm sure that has nothing to do with it, right? Can you imagine getting pulled over by Shaq and asking for your ID? And then after he gives you a ticket, you'd be like, can I have your autograph? Right, Argus? Yeah, exactly. Women age out. Looks like utility way faster than men, and this is why general consensus is women like older men and men like younger women, and that's what happens when a majority of the value is tied. Yeah. All right, let me see what we got for the second story. Oh, right. A ticket you already have his autograph because he has to sign it for the officer. Then you're just like, I got pulled over. I got pulled over by Shaq. Sorry, my dog's barking and someone's over here trying to pet my cows. We get people that come walking by and they're like the cow's gonna come over to him like a dog. Giving you a verbal warning. No, please, give me a ticket. Per your cows? Yeah, pet my cows. Pet my cows. Wait, what? Who's trying to pet your cows? People that walk by, walkers. Walkers walk by, and the cows graze throughout the field. And sometimes they're closer to a fence. So the people come over and they're like, over by the road. Quinta, are you really 6'6"? Yeah, Shaq's like 7'4". I've done that to my neighbors and I jumped the fence. You don't want to jump a fence in Florida. Get shot. Not as bad as Texas, but it's Lurker's like, pet your cows. Is that what the kids call it today? They're not trying to pet them. They're trying to cow tip them. Well, they would get a big surprise because if they jump the fence, we have a donkey that is like the guardian of the cows. So if someone that the donkey doesn't know, okay, he'll run up to him and turn around and kick him square in the chest. So, I mean, if they want to, they could try to tip him. Fun fact, my wife is 6'2". She's taller than me. I can't do that. I can't do that, Dolphin. I can't date somebody that's taller than me. I have like some sort of complex. I don't know what it is. Like fundamentally in my brain, I'm like, I can't. I gotta same size, like even cool. Taller than me? No. I have like this. I don't know what it is. Dude, you're married. You can't date. Period. Yeah, that's not the point, Travis. The conversation is his wife is taller. I'm saying that when I was dating, I can't date people that were taller than me. It's all right. Just stick with the conversation. It's okay. I know I'm married. You don't have to tell me I'm married. Thank you. I appreciate that though. Been with the same person for 22 years. I'm good. I wouldn't want to fucking date now anyway. It's got to be a miserable time out there. Got to be miserable. Got to have like a search warrant. Got to sign a contract. You got to do all this other shit. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what it is, Alien. I don't know what it is. My wife is literally, she's about 6 inches. Like her top of her head comes like to here, right? And it has nothing to do with like, it has nothing to do with me like having a complex of being stronger or taller or anything like that. It just, I'm not attracted to tall women. Just can't do it. Elle says, I can't date anyone who weighs more than me. What happens? Hold on a second. Okay. I don't know how much you weigh. I don't care. But what happens if you're with that person and they surpass you? Because you might be like a $140, right? And then your wife or girlfriend or whatever gets pregnant, okay? And then they weigh more than you. You dump them? What happens there? I'm interested. Yep. Water says, you got to have a birth certificate now as well. Where were you born? Male or female, right? Well, no, before you have sex with someone now, you're like, before we have sex, you need to sign this. It's like a scroll from like Harry Potter, okay? And you have to like sign it out. You're like, all right, well, if we have this, it's just a poor, so you can't sue me for any kind of sexual misconduct or anything like that. Is it okay if are we allowed to brush? Am I allowed to take my hand and put it around the back of your head? Are we allowed to touch your cheek? What are we doing here? Like that's the thing that you have to do now when you're dating with someone. You can't just be like, hey, let's have fun. Yeah, it's a love contract. Yeah. I'm 6'8", so not a lot of people are taller than myself, but my wife is 6'3". Damn. That's what, you guys are like gigantic. Sarge is like 6'3", 6'4". Wintar's 6'6". Bros is 6'8". Jesus Christ. I'm like scraping by at 6. Travis 6'4". My God, I got a tall fan base here. You ever see that video? I forget if it's a short or on Instagram. There's two people on the sidewalk, and it cuts from the girl to the guy, to the girl to the guy, and the guy's dancing and he's doing this and he's doing all that stuff, and then the girl's doing the same thing, and then they do a wide shot, and the girl walks in and she's like I don't know 6'6", and the guy comes in, he's like 5'4". And then they stop and pause and like look at each other, and then he runs off screen. He comes back with a stepping ladder. Kylo doesn't want to say that means he's either super tall or really short. You know, it's funny because most of the people I've met, I think Al Dente is taller than me. Brainchild is taller than me. Like, a lot of you guys are tall. In proxy, Dolphin. Yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah, let's just say I fit in a Miata, just no problem. You're like Lono size. I think Lono's like 5'8", right? I think he's like 5'8". All right. Let's go to the second story here. Is he shorter? I know he's short. I've met him in person multiple times. I just forget his size. Maybe he's like 5'6", 5'6", 5'8". He's shorter than my wife. Yeah. Because my wife is like 5'8", I think. Maybe she's 5'6". Maybe they're about the same size. Let's compare feet sizes. I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going with this. All right. All right. Next story. So, survival MMO Dune Awakening wants to pull people away from competing and fighting over bases and have them battle over spice instead. Okay? I'm excited for Dune. We watched Force Gaming. We watched Force Gaming a couple weeks ago, and then we watched him again when he talked about him actually seeing it. I'm excited for this. Me and Stars talked about this on GXG about, you know, how is it going to work? Because they're fans of Star Wars Galaxies. It's in one biome, but there are other dungeons and stuff inside the game that are actually different biomes. So I'm excited about this, but I also said, what about people just going for the crashed ships, and how's that going to work? So let's see if they talk about this here. Okay. It says, earlier this month, we learned a bit more about the survival MMO Dune Awakening base building system, namely that they claim a piece of for yourself. Now, you have to pay the Emperor for it, so you have a tax. And yep, even 20,000 years in the future of the alien planet, you still got to pay taxes. Okay. It says, last week, the Game Developer Conference in San Francisco, we learned even more about Dune Awakening player base. While base invasions by other players is a feature in a lot of multiplayer games like Rust, Ark, DayZ, and Funcom, wants to encourage players to clash in other ways. Now, one of the approaches in PvP he wanted to take in Dune was to pull people away from competing and fighting over bases and destroying each other's things. Okay? That's one of the things that I was talking about, right? I was like, if people are just attacking your base all the time, I was like, it's going to feel really weird. Okay? But instead of having them competing over resources in the world at locations, this is exactly what I said. When a ship lands, when a crash lands a big ship, and everyone's running for that, it's going to be like a crate dropping in a battle royale where guns are, okay? That's what it's going to be. It says the resources will also most often be spices, also called mileng, the drug that's also most precious resource in the entire galaxy, spice blows. Now, will occur as a world events in Dune Awakening, visible to players around the map as a huge geyser of spice erupts from the sand like a volcano. Okay, during the race of harvest, these types of blows, or while trying to transport their haul, is their Funcom would also like players to battle rather than raiding each other's home bases. Now, the question is, are you still going to be able to raid other people's bases? Okay, because they're saying they don't want you to raid other people's bases. They want you to go raid at the actual spice. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see if they can limit that. Is it going to be like an instance? Is like my base going to be in like a little area where you can't get to? Like, how's that going to work? So it says, we think the PvP works best when people are vying over resources and trying to return resources to base and fighting over something that's not personal as your base, said Scott Jr., executive producer of Dune Awakening. So that's what we're trying to do here. Okay. He says, which isn't to say base can't ever be invaded. There's a way to do it. Now, Junior said, now players use a device called the Subif console to claim land and establish their base, and the console as a shield. If you generate the shield, then players can't interact with you, said Junior. Like Joel said, you don't want to attract the people that want to kick over your sandcastle. So that's interesting. Okay, so you get to put this generated shield up and players can't interact with you. So it's almost like shutting off the PvP stuff, right? So if I don't have the shield up, that means I want to, that's what I'm getting at, right? So like if I put the shield up, it's like putting a flag up saying, I don't want to be messed with. But if my shield is down, that means people can mess with. So the benefits are, who's going to put their shield down? That would be interesting to find out. Like, can I always keep it up? Is it only up on certain times of the time, right? Does it cost money to put it up? Do I have to pay extra to taxes to get the shield up? That'll be interesting to find out, okay? It says, if your shield depletes or you turn it off, your base will be vulnerable. Not just other players, but the damage from events like sandstorms. And as you advance through the game to move deeper into the world, you may reach a point where you want to participate in base raids against other players. So look, they've already answered the question right there. This is what I love about me coming up with thoughts and asking questions, and then right in the actual article, they said it right after. So if your shield is depleted, meaning you're going to have some resources, and you want the resources, which then makes you go out to get the resources, so you're going to fight PvP out there. If you get enough resources, then you're going to bring them back to your base. You're going to use those resources to put your base in a non-PvP setting, or you could just turn it off, or if you want to just participate in PvP as well. But it says damage from the events like sandstorms. So obviously, as you're building your base, you're going to want to put it on because you don't want to be damaged by the sandstorms. And it says advance through the game even more deeper into the world, and you may reach a point where you want to participate in base raids. Now, I wonder what gets in base raids. Because if I have a whole bunch of stuff in my base, do I lose it all to base raids? Or do I lose a percentage to base raids? Or do I don't lose any of my stuff, but whoever wins the raid, like I go to Sarge's base. I raid Sarge's base. Does he lose his stuff and it becomes mine? Or because I defeat him at his base kind of falls and I get rewarded resources for that. That'll be another interesting thing to know as well. All right. So it says in the starting map, base raids will be pretty much non-existent, Junior said. However, the later stages, which are more PvP type thing, there'll be scenarios where something like that can happen. However, the player basically has to opt into the order for what that to happen. See, now I was asking questions like this last week, 2 weeks ago, right? I was asking, is it always PvP? Can I opt into the PvP? There's going to be PvP sections, and now it looks like basically everywhere is PvP unless you have your shield up, which I'm okay with, right? So that would be one of the more main things to do when you're in the game is to go get just the base and get your shield up, whatever small hut, build up your base, and constantly get the resources that you need to keep your power shield generator, fueled up and go. I'm liking more what I'm hearing here. Okay, I'm liking a lot more what I'm hearing here, because a lot of things that bother me with games of like Sea of Thieves or even Fallout 76 back in the day, where you're walking around the thing and then people can just start kill you, right? I don't like that PvP is not opted in, right? Some people want to play games, and I understand it's a PvP section, but in Sea of Thieves, I feel like if you're on an island, like you opt out. But if you're on the boat, maybe you could have a ship battles type of stuff, right? They put a safe mode in there where now you don't have to have PvP, but up to a certain level, and then everything else is PvP. Inside of other games, you get to opt in, like New World. You leave a town, you can say, before I leave this town, I want to opt in for PvP, or I don't want to opt in for PvP. I think that's a much better way of doing stuff. Now, they're doing it in a different way, because they want you to go have PvP to get resources and whatnot. So even if you go for those resources, you have to opt in if you want the resources, which kind of have a balance issue, because I hope there's other ways to get the resources. Because if it's only that, and you're a solo player going up against a group, you're going to have a struggle to get those resources, because how many people are going to be on that server? How many people are going to be attacking it all the time? Different groups, 3 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups. How many people are going to be on these servers? I would like more information about that, but I really do like what I'm hearing about Dune Awakening as far as how they're partaking into the PvP/PvE aspect. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like this more, to hear that you get to opt into PvP and also protect your base with base raids, also getting the resources of spice? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like what we do here, please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. All right. So what do you guys think? I think that's a much better way of doing it, right? Because a lot of people won't play a game because if it's always PvP, they're like, I'm out. I don't want to play it. I would just kind of like to get in the game, build my base, do the stuff. So up to a certain point, you are able to get PvP'd. But at the same time, if you're in the starting area or something, because he does say at the bottom here, he says the starting map base raids will be pretty much non-existent. Okay, so when you start off, you're not going to be able to get attacked. You're going to get your stuff together, get the stuff that you need to kind of learn the game. Okay, but then you're going to go make your starter base. You're going to try to go to a different base because I would assume that the resources and stuff that you need is more plentiful in the other area where you can get attacked than the starting map area. I would assume. Otherwise, everyone would just stay in the starting map area. Okay. The thing is that they have to make a way where people are not forced into it. If I want to play the game and I never want to go get the resources and I kind of just want to be my own thing, I should be able to play the game that way. But at the same time, if I want to partake in the raids and I want to partake in the resource gathering or the ultimate battle going on, then that should be a way to go. But if I don't want to partake in that, there should be another way where I get a much less of those resources, right? It would be more thrilling and a lot bigger resources going in for that fight. But I should also be able to go out in the world and get it if I don't want to partake in that. I'm actually downloading Conan right now. DLC was on sale, so I bought it. I'm actually kind of excited about it. I haven't played that game. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. No, it's been about 5 or 6 years since I played Conan. I'm not even a Dune guy. I'm excited for this game. My biggest issue, though, is I have to read things chronological order, or does it start at Dune? I'm not sure when it takes place. I'm not sure if it's like during or if it's before. I'm not really too sure. Wonder what to use to keep the shield up. Right, Reese. I'm assuming the way it works, I'm assuming it's got to be some sort of resource that's hard to get. Right? So you're trying to go for it, and then does it, because it's always online, does it run when you're offline? And can your base get raided when you're offline? You know what I mean? Is it persistent in the world? Yeah, it's on Game Pass, but I think the DLC you have to pay for, Dolphin. If you guys have a server or something that you're playing Conan, I have no problem like playing one night. I'm not going to make my own server or guild or anything like that because it's more of a pop in, have fun type of thing. I would play it on stream if people had a server or hosted the game, whatever. I'm not sure if it has crossplay. I'm not sure. Let's see. Does Conan have crossplay? Conan Exiles is not cross-platform compatible. Only allows crossplay within the same console family, specifically between PlayStation 4 and 5, between Xbox One, Series X and S, and available playing on PC. So, there you go. I like survival games. Did you guys see it? Have you guys seen this? Hold on a second. I think Mo posted this in our trailers section. This is ridiculous. Have you guys seen this? Ridiculous, and I'm all about it. I'll definitely try it. I don't know if I would pay full price for this, but I definitely want to try it. Okay, so here you go. Now, you're a goddamn duck, okay? You're chopping trees down like a survival game like Conan or Minecraft or anything else. Oh, that was cool. The entrance to the house. Like a little bird opening there. Now, is this real? Is this a mod for a game that's already out there? Duckside. Sign up for the beta. I might have to do that. I might have to do that. It's freaking hilarious, right? It's hilarious. Who doesn't want to be a duck? I mean, you know they're not going to sell you flying mounts. Right. A duck holding an AK. Why not? Right? Come on now. Someone's like, you know what we should do? We should make a game where we're ducks. And we just murder people with guns. And no one said, well, how do they pull the trigger? How do they hold the gun? They're like, don't worry about that. It's a video game. All right, let me go. Let's do the next one for Marvel Rivals, and then maybe we'll watch a video. Great games don't have to cost $200 million. No, they don't. They don't. VeggieTales logic. Yeah, I remember VeggieTales. I didn't watch it myself, but I know of it. Yeah, Lurker, it is. Yeah. All right. The next story I want to talk about. The next story I want to talk about is Marvel Rivals is missing characters is a serious head scratcher. Now, we talked about this when they showed up the video last week, right? And I said, you know, I don't care that, you know, Penny Parker's in there, and I don't care that Magic's in there, like, or lesser known characters are in there. I'm always wondering, though, like, I was like, why isn't Wolverine there? Why isn't someone else there? And someone could be like, well, they're always there, but they're not. They're never there. Like, those characters never make it to the actual game until later on by the time the game, like, dies. This game, to me, lives or dies just like any other Marvel game, okay? Any other, I should say, comic book game, by as many heroes or villains that you can either have, use, or fight, okay? So this article comes from Game Rant, and it says, Marvel Rivals missing characters are a serious head-scratcher. Okay? It says, Marvel Rivals is arriving on the scene, guns blazing, with the closed alpha test coming in May, and the trailer shows off great deal of action-packed gameplay, despite already having strong start. One element of Marvel Rivals feels a bit confusing, its roster. Okay? It says, in fairness, the roster is no slouch, right? Marvel Rivals roster is 18 characters, including heroes like Iron Man, Spider-Man, as well as the villains like Loki and Magneto. There's also some deeper cuts within the Marvel Rivals list of confirmed characters, such as Luna Snow, Magic, and also a roster of wide scope catered to Avengers, X-Men, Guardians of the Galaxy fans. And naturally, the game will be receiving content updates that will bring new heroes and villains into the fray. Nonetheless, the game has a strange roster. Okay? Again, this is no shade to Penny Parker. It's like you could have them in there, but like add the other characters that people want to play as well, right? Instead of dangling them there as like in the background, like we could put Wolverine in the game, we could do it, we could put Cyclops in the game, we could put these characters in the game, but maybe you just got to play and find out. Maybe you just got to wait for 4 months or 6 months before we put them in, right? Instead of putting them in and then putting other characters in. I said this last week. I was like, there's thousands and thousands of characters that you could put into a game, and yet you leave some of the biggest characters that people want to play that are well known, right? Nobody's going to the movies to watch a Penny Parker standalone film. No one's going to a major film to watch Squirrel Girl, okay? Squirrel Girl people know and like, but you can't, she's not a lead character, right? You would do another character, you would put her as a side character in a movie with other people that are known, okay? So Marvel Rivals roster has some glaring omissions, okay? It says most of the Rivals roster makes sense with heavy hitters like Black Panther, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Loki that have a huge culture weight thanks to MCU and other media. Marvel Rivals niche characters also are some great spice, appealing to hardcore fans and drawing new fans into the wider Marvel canon. However, there are some more of the few characters who would fit the title perfectly, just remain, just absent. Marvel Rivals is probably waiting for the future updates to add these options, but many of them would rather be sooner rather than later, okay? Some of the characters that we're missing from here is Captain America, right? Thor. Now, they said Thor is going to come, but later down the line. Black Widow, okay, is one of the most beloved characters, especially since the MCU with Scarlett Johansson playing her, all right? And she's not there, right? But yet you put a character that's oblivious to most people. They don't even know, like, who, right? You got Hawkeye missing. You got Ant-Man missing. Ant-Man would be a cool character to put in there, right? Just think of his abilities where he can, like, grow and stuff, right? And the Wasp as well, right? That would be pretty cool, okay? It says, while Captain America is getting his own game with Marvel's 1943, that's no reason not to include the first Avenger in Marvel's Rivals, right? Like, he literally is the first one, right? He make a perfect tank with a trusty shield, and which also could double as a ranged option, without mentioning, okay, all the potential for team attacks that come with it, many of which are shown off in the MCU. On the subject of Thor, it's also strange that character to skip. His lightning would also work as Iron Man, similar to Hulk's gamma ray, and also odd to have Loki in the game without his brother, okay? So Black Widow and Hawkeye may also be mundane, but unique techs that also combine moves could also make them viable melee range options, respectively. Ant-Man and the Wasp could also be harder to work around due to their size-shifting abilities. However, Hulk has already set up the ability for Bruce Banner rather than his own character, as also shown in Marvel Rivals trailer. So Wasp and Ant-Man could also work similar. Though they also come in the MCU late, they're also a mainstay of the Avengers team in the comics and animated shows. Now, other ones that they're talking about for villains to put into the game, okay, they're talking about Green Goblin, they're talking about Venom, they're talking about Mysterio, they're talking about Hell, put Sinister in there as well, right? Marvel's iconic Rogue Gallery is also nearly as much representation as it deserves in the Marvel Rivals. Green Goblin in particular would be a great addition with the bombs and the glider, perfect match for the game's destructible environments. Venom would also be excellent, right? You could put there's so many characters you could put in. Doc Ock, can you imagine Doc Ock with all the arms and stuff? I mean, come on, right? So similar to Mirage and also Apex Legends, perhaps. Elsa would also finish off the siblings of the trio of Odin's children, while also having the strength of the Dark Mighty lead to some heavy DPS. Okay, another character, right? Another character, Wolverine, Deadpool, Moon Knight, Daredevil, Winter Soldier, Captain Marvel. These characters, you look and go, why wouldn't they be in the game? Now, you can look at this and say that, well, these characters are all going to come. They're all going to come down the line because there's so many characters. But the problem is if the game is not successful, right? Let's just say it how it is. If Marvel Rivals comes out and it's a hot topic for that first week, month, whatever, and then it drops off, and then you don't see these characters like just the top characters, right? Just these Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Ant-Man, and Wasp. Okay, let's say the game comes out in the alpha comes in May. Let's say it launches in like July or August or whatever. Okay, it comes out this year. If they have one character a month, okay, to add to this game. Because look what Overwatch is doing. They don't add like 15 characters at a time. They're like, oh, here's one. Then 6 months later, they add another one. And over time, 6 years later, there's like 30 characters, right? But Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Ant-Man, and Wasp, that's 6 months. That's 1 a month to the thing. Then every time you add somebody, you have to like balance it. And then what happens is when you add a new character, everybody was going to go look at that and use that character. Because they want to know what it is. This is why this game needs more heroes at launch. Now, again, the game's not even out yet, right? The game's not even out yet, so we don't know what they're going to put into the game or not. But how do you not have Wolverine? Especially if this game's coming out this year, we have Deadpool movie coming out. Wolverine's in there, Deadpool's in there. They have X-Men coming out in theaters. Regardless if Marvel's included into this, and Marvel gave them the rights to use this, and you would think that Marvel would want to promote the things that they're coming out either on TV shows or movies or comic books or cartoons or whatever, cross-platform or cross-promotion with the characters that are in the game. Now, obviously, Captain Marvel just left the theater, so you're probably not going to put her in there, and she's not really a popular character, but she's a well-known character, and she would be a really cool character to use in this. Winter Soldier, same type of thing, right? If you're not going to put Winter Soldier in the game before you put Captain Marvel in the game, or I'm sorry, Captain America in the game, right? But Daredevil would be cool. Deadpool's coming out. You could put him in the game. Wolverine's coming out, right? So the game's coming out next year for the standalone. So there's so many characters that have wanted in the game since Marvel Rivals rumors began. Wolverine should be noted in particular here. He's definitely one of the most Marvel's biggest names. Deadpool and Moon Knight also share meme status, okay, and uplift them to fame to the pair of the identify to grab attention of NetEase over that. Now, they need to do, again, I know it's not even out yet. They're signing up for the early access or whatnot, but they only showed, the 18 characters? This game needs to launch with double that. And I said that last week when they first showed it. I said this game needs to double whatever they have. If they have 18, make it 36. Make it an even 40. Use what you have here in the Marvel brand, because you could literally drop in a whole group at one time. Instead of releasing one character at the same time, like if they did, right? If they did come out with, let's say, Ant-Man and Wasp, maybe they drop them both at the same time. Maybe they drop a whole group at the same time. Maybe they drop 4 players at the same time. That would be much more interesting than one a month, one every 6 months, right? I always find it weird that all these companies that have these Marvel IPs, the DC IPs, they like slow drip all of these characters, and they have the vast amount of characters they can use in the DC universe or the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the Marvel just universe, right? There's literally like 1,200 characters, 1,800 characters, and yes, some of them are obsolete and they're not popular, but at the same time, there's so many. There's like easily 200 characters that people would love. You could put the whole Guardians of the Galaxy team in here, okay, at one time. You could take Ant-Man and the Wasp. You could bring Shang-Chi in here. You could bring the Eternals in here. You could bring a whole bunch of characters, and it would be a lot better and more interesting if you could do that. But then again, this game is going to be a nightmare to balance because of all these characters, and maybe that's why they're not putting certain characters in, because they're like, well, this rock is too powerful for these scissors, right? These scissors are too powerful for this paper, right? Because that's what this game is. It's a rock, paper, scissor match of how do you get around and defeat these and balance them with each other. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Are you excited for Marvel Rivals to come out? Are you sad that they've only put the 18 characters? And what characters are you looking for them to put in this game at launch? Okay, not just the 18 characters. Let me know in the comments section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what we do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. The launch count right now, Jones, what's going on, Jones, is I think 18 characters. Now, obviously, it's early access, and the game is not even out yet. But you know the MO, right? All games that come out like this, they do the exact same thing. WB did it with the roster they had. They had 14, I think, or 14 or 16 characters, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to add a bunch later. They added Gizmo. They added Stripe. They added, what's it called? Black Adam. They added people afterwards. But still, with fighting games, look at Smash Brothers. What do they have, like 60 characters in that game? Like, ridiculous. Now, obviously, it wasn't 60 characters at launch, but more characters to fight with. More characters. This is why I like Ultimate Alliance. Ultimate Alliance not only puts in more characters in the game, but they also put characters that you would never think they would put in the game. and they put a whole slew of characters in the game for you to use. Sure, Travis, but what is that, 20 years old? You see what I'm saying? How do you not learn from the past of the stuff? That being said, I think 18 is healthy. 18 is healthy until the game... Okay, let's say this, right? In this scenario that I'm building here, right? The game comes out, it's popular, but then it falls off big time because there's thousands of other games that are coming out. There's other things out there that people want to play. So what do you think would keep attention longer? The 18 people or 30 characters? More players for people to play and keep people coming back, right? Instead of going, well, this month for our 12th anniversary or 1 year anniversary, we're now adding Captain America. He's our 20th character, right? How many characters did Overwatch have? When they first started, I think they had 12 or 14. Okay. Again, that's not a good example because they should have more characters. People come back every time there's a character, and when you're taking an IP, again, Overwatch, they had to create all the characters. There's already characters in the comic book world that they can bring in. Dr. Doom, Doc Ock, right? You could bring in, anybody. Name somebody. Bring in the Fantastic Four. Ultimate Alliance was an Activision game, Game Pass possibility. Yeah, they're actually rumor, I should say, Ron. Supposedly, they're in talks right now with Activision to bring back the Ultimate Alliance and also the Transformers games. But that's been a rumor for 6 months now, right? They would be smart to bring those back. But it all depends if they want to pay the licensing fee for those games, right? It would be smart for Hasbro to do it. I mean, the Classic Collection came out for Star Wars, so why not do it for Ultimate Alliance and stuff like that? Exactly, Jones. That's what I'm saying. If they do the batch stuff, cool, right? Like, instead of one a month, bring in 2 or 4, like a group, a batch, where they team up together. You know what I mean? Like, you drop Ant-Man and the Wasp, and they have that combined power they do. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would make sense. Maybe locked Wolverine down. No, they don't own Wolverine. They have to pay the license for Wolverine. They don't own Wolverine. They don't own Spider-Man either. They own Spider-Man's rights for the film. They don't own Spider-Man. Other people can make a Spider-Man game. Other people can put Spider-Man in a game. Is Ultimate Alliance 3 trapped on Switch forever? Yeah, because Nintendo helped them fund it, I would assume. Yeah, I did see that, Eclipse. I did see that. I just feel like this game, you don't want to not put enough effort into the game where it doesn't become popular because you're just not putting enough characters that people care about. You know what I mean? Like, Penny Parker's literally diva. That's what she is. She's literally diva. It's almost like a carbon copy of Overwatch bringing it over to Marvel Alliance. It's like they sourced the code from Overwatch just so they can make the Marvel's skin on top of it. Might as well throw Puck in there. Why not? Give him a turret. Like, it's so blatantly a copy. But don't copy him one for one. Like, you could put more characters in. Yeah, so Overwatch had 21 characters. It looks like they had 21 characters when they started. Oh, wait a minute. Doomfist didn't come until later. Doomfist wasn't in the game at launch. This is false. Junker Queen wasn't in the game at launch either. Yeah, no, this is wrong. They have 21. 12. Overwatch had 12 characters at launch. Yeah. Tracer, Pharah, Hanzo, Reaper, Winston, Torbjorn, Bastion, Mercy, Widowmaker, Zenyatta, Reinhardt, and Symmetry. Right? So they added what? 8, 9 characters. Because how many does Overwatch now have? Right? How many characters does Overwatch 2 have? Wait a minute. Overwatch 2 has 15 heroes? They took heroes away? Is that true? That can't be. Okay. All Overwatch 2 character heroes abilities in Overwatch 2. There's 39 characters now. Is that what it is? With 39 Overwatch 2 characters available to choose from. Yeah. That's what Marvel Rivals should start with. They should start with 36 to 40 and then add an additional 20 over the year is what they should do. But they won't ever do that. They won't ever do that. Gundam had Overwatch clone. It's all right, actually, but it did not do anything. The Gundam Overwatch clone failed because they did some strange things, like region locked the game. Only like 2 countries could play it. Yeah, I know nothing about Overwatch 2. I never played Overwatch 2. I would have been pissed. I would have been like, wait a minute, they took characters away? I have a question. Are they charging? Are they charging for characters? Or are all the characters free now? The next season of Overwatch 2 will introduce a new hero venture and a new way to unlock them. Instead of having to pay for the game's premium battle pass or unlock the new hero through dozens of hours of gameplay, Blizzard will make the venture of all future heroes available for free for all players when they launch. Oh yeah? How are they going to do that? Are they going to do what Suicide Squad did? Put them behind 35 ranks? You got to play 35 matches before you unlock them, or do you just unlock them? Have they said how they're going to do it? They just say they're going to do it. Let's see. Given that there's also no new characters or map in Season 9, this also Overwatch team recently suffered layoffs. And the big mistake or takeaway is Blizzard's lifting the dreadful paywall on heroes starting in... There's been 10 seasons? Has Overwatch been out for 2 years already? Overwatch 2? Jeez. You no longer need to buy a premium battle pass to grind up to level 45. On the free track, you gain full access to the venture or any future hero. You won't have to complete challenges to earn previous Overwatch 2 characters either. I imagine there'll also still be a usual 2-week buffer between a new hero's arrival and then becoming available in competitive modes. There's also a caveat here. New players will also still need to go through the first-time user experience to unlock heroes as they get to grips with the game. Once you unlock the Overwatch 1 heroes, you'll get access to all the Overwatch 2 additionals. You gotta... Wait a minute. Is anyone playing Overwatch 2 in this chat? Anybody play Overwatch 2? Explain this to me. If I played Overwatch 1, okay, I might go into Overwatch 2 just to get ready for Marvel's Rivals, right? Just to kind of get used to it kind of game again. If I go to Overwatch 2, I have to unlock all the characters from Overwatch 1 before I can play Overwatch 2 characters. Is that true? Ron says Redfall 6v6 hero shooter. That was the biggest mistake Overwatch 2 made. Like, the whole point is to counter anyone's pick. So you need all the characters. Is Ultron basically make your own model and custom Gundam? Okay. I don't know. I've never played 1, only 2. Wait. I've never played... Oh, you've never played 1, only 2. All right. Well, Dolphin, if... So you have to unlock all the main characters first before you get the new characters in Overwatch 2? People calling it an Overwatch clone, but it's a third person. They just back the camera up. It's really not that hard, Jones. I don't know if you know this, but Overwatch was supposed to be an RT, like not an RTS. It was supposed to be an MMO, and then they threw the camera into first person, and then they were going to make Overwatch a third person game, but they decided to keep it as a first person. So it is. It's a clone. They just took the camera and backed it up. What was it called? Gundam. What was that game called? Gundam what? Gundam Evolution? Oh yeah, this is definitely oh, I remember you guys talking about this when we played it. People who came in here and told me about this. They said if you like Transformers, you'll probably want to play this. But this was region locked, right? You said this is 100%. Yeah, this is basically the PvP mode of Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Is basically what this is. I love the PvP aspect of Transformers back in the day. Come on, Mo. Yeah, it got shut down. Yeah. Yeah, this is why I like games that have a single player with a PvP aspect added to it, right? And this is why there should be, in my opinion, games need to have a single player campaign, have to have a PvP, like games like this is what I'm talking about, like an Overwatch, and on top of that they have to have a bot mode, okay? Just in case the game struggles and then gets closed down, you can still play the single player aspect of it, and you can still play the against bots in this like PvP type of thing, right? Now, obviously, it's player versus player. I understand that, but just in case you want to play it still afterwards, there should be some sort of bot versus human, team, and also like co-op. If you played like local co-op, you know what I mean, type of thing. That's what they should do, but they don't do that. They're like, no, let's just make a PvP game, and then when it struggles and dies because we didn't support it or didn't put enough heroes in or didn't do enough stuff, then they'll blame it on you because it wasn't popular enough. It looks good. That's definitely an Overwatch clone. Definitely needs a bot offline mode. Yeah, it's sad a lot of these games. It's sad because these people work. It's almost my brain's all over the place. It's almost like us owning stuff digitally, and then not. If they ever close something down, it's like gone forever. You don't get to play it. You don't get to keep it. You don't get to see it. For developers to work on a game for 3, 5, 6, 10 years, and then all of a sudden, because it doesn't work, or it wasn't popular enough for the company, that it's never to be seen again. It's just gone. Like there's no sign of it anymore. That's gotta be gut wrenching for someone to be like, yeah, I worked on this game. You just can't play it anymore. It's just completely gone. Where at least somebody that made a game in the past that was a physical copy, they could be like, oh yeah, these are all the games I worked on. You can still play them. Like even the developers that are making games can't even keep their games. Yeah, it's sad. Like this, I used to love. I played the crap out of the Transformers PvP. Right. This was so much fun. Right. Right. They just recently, I think, put up the servers. There's still people that you can play the servers. Right. You can still go into the game and play. Like that's what I want. Jones says, I'm a dead gamer enjoyer. All right, Travis, I'll get it in a second. Right? I loved the Transformers. And it's sad to see when they shut down a game, it's over, you know? Guys just running around a lot. There's not enough. There we go. I'm really excited. Supposedly we're getting some news soon for Transformers Reactivate, but we'll see. We shall see. What game is this? This is Gundam Breaker 4. Look at the customization. That's nice. Battle like never before. Equip 2 different weapons for unique combos. Is this coming out soon? Get creative with the new diorama mode. Why do I need a diorama mode? That's cool, I guess. Some point this year. Is it going to be on all consoles or is it only on PlayStation? Now, is that a single player game or is that a multiplayer game? Yes, all consoles, physical release, first time ever in America. It's both. That looked pretty good. Good meaning fun. All right, so we covered the main 3 stories. All right, I'm going to bring up Lejeune. I want to hear what he has to say about I want to see what he has to say about Suicide Squad after playing the Joker, because he played where he's past rank 200 on the Fear. Which one on B? I want to hear what he has to say.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Lejeune here, and I'll be back with another video. Now today, we'll be talking about the Season 1, Episode 1 season of the Joker for Suicide Squad. Now, I want to let you guys know this from the back that it's not good. I'll just let y'all know that now.
That's not a good sign. We're 14 seconds in. We're 14 seconds in. He's like, it's not good.
So without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so for the first thing that we're going to be talking about is Joker. Of course, that is the main highlight behind this whole update for Suicide Squad. Now, you're probably going to end up seeing some gameplay of Joker in the background that I got recorded, which is some high-level gameplay, so enjoy that as you will. But let's talk about Joker. So Joker, when it comes to his kit and overall how he plays in his traversal, it is very nice. I have to give him that. Now, his kit does revolve around fire.
Joker's traversal and using Joker is a blast to do, right? Is a blast.
In Season 0, but honestly, there's really no way you can really avoid not using fire on Joker. And plus, I have to say, it really works well on him, and a lot of damage you can get from that is pretty good. And when it comes to his traversal, I like the fact that his umbrella, like, I like the feeling of it, like just overall what you can do with it.
Yeah, if you look at this number up here, 286. That's his level.
It feels nice. The only thing I really wish it had was a dive. If you could do like a dive and like go,
oh yeah, that would be nice.
That would be super nice. But unfortunately,
you could do a dive with the umbrella, but he wants a dive like you do with like Harley or King Shark.
Have that, but that's pretty much all I can really say about Joker as a character when it comes to gameplay. Now, when it comes to the story for it, for my story people, you have been let down, unfortunately.
Yeah, the story elements, man. You guys know me. I said from the very beginning, I'm playing this game for story, and there was 0 story. There's like 1 cutscene, and then like 2 other smaller little cutscenes.
Joker only really has 2 cutscenes where you actually save him from Brainiac, and the other ones where he is in the the Hall of Justice, which we saw a little bit of here and there from the trailers that we have gotten so far for the game. And honestly, that was pretty much it. Now, when it comes to that cutscene for the Hall of Justice, I do have to say they have some funny moments in that one. It was actually pretty funny when Joker was joking around with Boomerang. I did get some laughs off of that on stream.
I laughed too.
So it was pretty nice. It was pretty funny, I have to say so myself.
when he said that, I was like, oh boy. When he said that, the first thing I said was, oh, the articles that are going to be written about that.
Yeah. That nigga said, put it in me. He's a freaky ass nigga.
Comedians. Come on, you big Sharko, you want to have a go this time?
Now, if we're looking at it from a storage standpoint, I can see how a lot of people would be very upset with this because it really was nothing. at all. Like all they really had was the little audio logs of Amanda Waller interviewing the Joker.
Yeah, the audio tapes go into more, but even then, there's more just whatever. It's just kind of it's filling, but there's not enough information there.
Okay, and that was
And now maybe they're adding stuff week after week after week. I don't know, but I doubt it.
pretty much it. And you know, with the 2 cutscenes, it wasn't really nothing impactful. So it's like from a story standpoint, it really was not nothing at all. So for the story people, is a very much of a letdown when it comes to that standpoint. Now, when it comes to how people were able to unlock Joker, pretty much you could either pay $10 to unlock them, or you could do the master level and get your season rank, and not the master level, but your season rank up to 35. Then you'll have to defeat.
You don't think people were upset? Well, that's false. I'm upset. I'm upset because I played it for the story, and I was waiting for season 1 to come out to continue the story, and there was no story. There's 0 story.
Brainiac, then you'll be able to unlock Joker himself. So there were 2 ways to actually do that. And honestly, on the devs part, they did a very poor job of communicating this, because not a lot of people knew about this. And once people like logged in and saw that you could pay for Joker, they was like, what is this? And this is the thing, y'all. They had been communicated that Joker was either going to be earnable or you could pay for it. That is something they stated a long time ago on their FAQ page, and it's just something they have not brought up at all. And once people got a chance to experience it, they're like, what is this? Why are we playing for Joker? I thought it was free.
Yeah, I'm okay. I said this yesterday with the video with Paul Tassi's articles. I'm okay that you have to unlock him. I think it's okay that you have to unlock the character as long as there was like story beats going along with it. There was nothing. It was literally do the exact same thing you were doing before, now in this season, and do it 35 times, right? 35 times to get, because every time you did something, it was like one rank.
So it's like they did a very poor job at communicating it, and it hinders them a lot. And that is like the whole thing when it comes to this game, as communication. Communication is just so bad. Like,
I said that the communication was terrible the day 1 when it came out. They said nothing. They went dead silent for 6 days. Didn't talk about any of the connection issues. Didn't talk about anything. And then 6 days later, meanwhile, Helldivers came out. Within 6 hours, they were communicating with everyone, saying we're fixing it. We're doing this. That's good communication. This is terrible communication.
it's so bad. It's something I just don't understand why leave certain things out when it comes to the game, especially when people are already not on your side, and leaving things out that are very important, like with the Joker. You know, you can either buy him or you can earn him. You know, you have to bring stuff like this up, because any slip up you do, people will be on your ass like that.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened. And of course, with this new patch, it came with new bugs. I experienced one of the bugs where people couldn't even, as soon as you got into the title,
Your controller doesn't work. Your controller doesn't work. That's a new bug. That's a new feature they added.
screen and finish the motion comic, you were pretty much stuck and you couldn't do nothing. Like, I had to restart my game multiple times just for it to actually work. No, Shy, what's wrong with my controller? I'm pressing X. I'm pressing X, y'all. I'm pressing X, y'all.
Yeah, the worst part is the people that actually were like, okay, the game was good, right? The story was good. The characters were fine. Waiting for season 1. And then season 1, the people that still gave it a shot, they just shit all over them, right? Look, Dolphin, I think he got rid of it, right? Eclipse uninstalled it. Quintar uninstalled it. I don't know if Eclipse uninstalled it, right? Quintar uninstalled it. Dave Rose uninstalled it. Water was like, I'm done. I didn't want to unlock him, right? Think about it. All the people that were still playing are like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
No.
Travis uninstalled it. It's sad.
I'm restarting my controller.
And it would be fine if it was just a single-player game, right? Single-player game, you're like, all right, I'm done playing it, moved on. This is a live service game. supposed to be a game that you keep playing over time, and yet they did nothing.
No. It came to the overall bug where people were losing their seasonal ranks or their gear that was in their inventory, which was crazy. Like it's crazy, man. Like it's like a bug just a patch just introduced new bugs, and it just goes like that. It's just crazy, man. It's wild. And of course, with the new season, we got introduced to new weapons. Now, the new weapons and some of the new gear are really nice. I have to say so myself. I'm liking some of the like the Dr. Poison stuff.
I like Dr. Poison as well.
Scarecrow when it comes to the tier 2 and tier 3. Not really sure on tier 1. It doesn't seem that good, to be honest. But tier 2 and tier 3 are very much the highlight of when it comes to the new gear and all that. And the intergang weapons, those are pretty cool as well. I mean, they're like nothing crazy at all, I'm just being honest. But you know, it's a nice addition to the game, just if you want to try something new. Now, let's talk about the seasonal modifiers. Oh my god, like
they are terrible. They're terrible. The season modifiers are terrible.
The seasonal modifiers for this season is so bad.
It's not long enough, Lejeune. You got to go longer. It's so bad. So bad.
Like, if you're not using poison, which is like the brand new it's not an affliction, but it's like a status effect that is in Suicide Squad. So you can actually run like lightning and poison, something like that. So it's just the way it works in this game when it comes to the modifiers. Like, there's a modifier where if you're not using poison,
you're doing no damage, right? If you don't use this specific thing, you do 0 damage.
You cannot do no damage to enemies at all. Like, it's stated that you do 95% less damage to enemies if you're not using poison. But if you're using poison, you do 100% more damage. So that pretty much forces you to use poison. Now, there's another modifier where basically it makes craze immune. Like, any type of way to apply craze is not going to happen, which was pretty much like the most highlighted status when it comes to season 0, since that was the whole Bane effect. So I guess it seemed like people were using that so much that they just basically put in a modifier that basically makes any build you made in season 0 pretty useless, which is crazy to think about. Yeah, like, that is crazy. And it just pretty much forces you to use the Scarecrow gear, which
the fact that they made this, like, oh yeah, this would be a good modifier. Let's put in a thing in where they get this thing they worked for and it does 0 damage. This is gonna be a lot of fun. So they have to go use this, right? Instead of having all of this to use, they're like, no, you have to use this one specific thing. And if you don't use this, it's worthless.
Which was the whole thing behind this game and how the developers go. They said that they want people to use different builds, you know.
That's exactly right. They said they want people to use different builds, but then they went, fuck your builds. You got to use this build.
Come up with new different things and all that. But how are we going to do that if we're all going to be using poison and just using that overall when it comes to the Scarecrow set or something like that? It pretty much nullifies that. Oh,
let's make the game fun by not making it fun. That sounds like a good idea, right?
We doing different builds when pretty much everybody's going to be doing the same thing, using poison.
The fact that if this was the first live service game to come out that was a looter shooter and they made these mistakes, it would be a completely different talk, right? It'd be like, maybe they can fix it. No, there's been 10 years of live service games that come out that made the exact same mistake after the exact same mistake after the exact same mistake, game over game, different publishers over different publishers. Doesn't matter. They make the exact same mistake every single time. And then they're like, I don't know what happened. I don't know why our game failed. If there was only a way to look at other games that fixed what they did instead of dragging it along for 5 months or dragging it along for 18 months to fix it, do it at launch.
To do damage and then pretty much come up with whatever else that they want to do. So that's a weird thing that they, tried to go with when it comes to the whole poison for this season. But honestly, it's really
This makes Diablo look fantastic, by the way.
nothing else good to say, to be honest. Like, the only really good things in this was Joker and some of the new gear that they added into the game. To be honest, everything else is pretty bad. Like the strongholds, that was like a really hype thing that they've been talking about, strongholds, and you would not guess.
The stronghold. Oh my god. I was like, all right, we're gonna get a stronghold. We're gonna get something different. We're gonna get something cool, right? Nope.
What strongholds are in the game. For the people that don't know what strongholds are, basically it's open world missions that got replaced with Joker. So the Joker themed areas. So if you check out the Joker themed areas and you see like there's like a mission there or something like that, that is technically a stronghold.
That's right.
Like, I was so disappointed.
They took the gun, the mission with the big giant gun that you face in the first story mission, and there was like 3 of them on the map, okay? And then once you beat that, the gun disappeared, right? The gun disappeared. That is the new content they brought in for Season of the Joker, and there's 2 or 3 of them now on the map that you now go into the Elseworld Joker world to then beat it. That's the stronghold. That's the stronghold. What are we doing? What are we doing?
I was so disappointed when I saw that, y'all. Like, strongholds is not a stronghold. Like, I don't know. That's super weird in my opinion. Super weird. But hey, go off. But honestly, like, if I have to give a ranking when it comes to this season, I would probably give it probably like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah.
And that's like just off of just Joker.
Just Joker.
And some of
Yeah. Just Joker gives you a 5 or a 6.
the gear alone. But pretty much everything else it was bad. It was pretty bad, to be honest. And don't get me started on that Green Lantern fight. The Green Lantern fight.
Please talk about the Green Lantern fight. I thought the Green Lantern fight was actually better than I thought. Okay. I was expecting it much worse. Okay. It took me a while to figure out what I had to do to get his shields down or whatnot. But yes, they reused the stuff. Yes, it was the arena, but at least they changed the shape of the arena. There's different levels that you can go to, different mechanics that are happening. But yes, it's this same mechanical type of stuff that you had during the Green Lantern fight. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either.
It was somewhat different. Like, they added in new mechanics and all that you could do. But I mean, it was still pretty much overall the same thing. And
yeah,
I feel like
agreed.
That's not like a bad thing, because that's pretty much what everybody expected when it comes to.
It was better than the Flash fight? Yeah, but the Green Lantern fight was better than the Flash fight. And the Green Lantern Brainiac fight was better than the Green Lantern Flash fight as well.
The Green Lantern fight. So I don't know if you could count that as a minus or not, because that's pretty much what I expected and that's what I got. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, like, as I stated, overall probably a good 5 or 6 in my opinion. It's not going higher than that. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to my overall thoughts and opinions about season 1, episode 1 for Suicide Squad. As you stated, as you see, I did this pretty much off the strength. I just like came up with all the thoughts I had in my head so far when it comes to the season. So if I missed anything, put it in the comments below that you don't like or dislike about season 1 for Joker or Suicide Squad, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As I enjoyed making it, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Have the notifications on so you guys be notified when I upload a video.
So, yeah, his thoughts are basically what mine are, right? It's in bad shape. In bad shape. And Rose says it doesn't deserve a 5 or even near that. Are you talking about the DLC, like the season? Or are you talking about the game itself, Rose? I'm talking about the game itself, right? The game itself is like a 6 or 7. I was okay with the most of the reviews, okay? The content that we got here is definitely like a 5. Okay. There is different events that you can go to, but they're the same. But everything's the same. It's just bad fundamentally. Now if season 2 comes out and they add story and they'll be like, well, here's what you're getting. Every other season's story. That's bad. They have to fundamentally fix the fucking game. If that is your plan to do the other multiple seasons, just drop everything right now. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your marketing. Don't waste your developers' time anymore. Just take what you got finished, drop it all at one time, say goodbye to everybody, and then go off and make your next product. If your studio is still going to be in, alive, right? I'm being dead serious, right? If this is what they're putting in for seasons 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, because that's what they have for Brainiac 13 fights, just drop them right now. Take everything that you worked on, drop it, and say, thanks for playing, we appreciate it, and go do your next thing. Because if this is what you're dragging out over the next year or 20 months, that is not going to work. Sarge says, blah, 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 Joker, blah, 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 free, blah, 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 season 2, blah, 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 listening to you, blah, blah, go fuck yourself. Eclipse says, if you can get the DLC for free, then try it out. But for what? For what game, Eclipse? I never thought I would say this, but the way Exo Primal does story and Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed does story is 1,000 times better than what Suicide Squads is doing. Exo Primal do a mission or two, see the next story beat. Spirits Unleashed does get to a certain level, see the next story beat. There's nothing. The man got up to 286 fear ranking. Nothing. Okay? Nothing. Who thought this was a good idea? We're going to make a live service game with no live service. You know what the sad part is for content creators, and I know this is just for content creators. Whatever game it is, we would like to play a game that you not only can make content. I don't want to play a game forever, right? But we would like a game that comes out that we don't have to shit on to make content. We just want to play a game and have fun with that game and then make content for that game. If it's just enjoy playing the game, right? The community around the game, right? Like a Helldivers, right? Helldivers is a good game. If you're a content creator, I don't do that type of content anymore where it's based around one game. But a lot of people wanted just a game that they can play. The community's around it, like a Destiny was, like a Warframe was, like a Diablo was. Okay, and a lot of these games, especially Marvel games, or just comic book games in general, there's a big following with them, but at the same time, they just fundamentally don't get it. They don't get it. They don't understand it. Well, Foam Stars is not doing very well either, Rose, to be fair, but I see what you're saying. Later, Travis. Everything you guys talk about is how you cope with being consistently fucked over by the hobby you love. Yeah, Sea of Thieves is first person. Yeah. Yeah, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because one, you want to like the game because of the IP, right? Suicide Squad, it's hard to do, right? Dustin, thank you very much for the 9-month support, man. Appreciate that.
Becoming a member.
right? It's hard to do what Suicide Squad just did because Anthem came out and that was just a cluster, right? Like, Anthem is technically still a worse game than Suicide Squad as far as the base game goes. Because at least Suicide Squad had a full game. Suicide Squad had the full gear for everybody that was in the game at the time, right? There was actual things to do in the end game, okay? But fundamentally, right now, Suicide Squad's worse than Anthem because of what it just did. And worse than Marvel's Avengers, but for different reasons. Marvel's Avengers was good story, 12, 15-hour story campaign, but then had no endgame, just like Anthem, okay? Suicide Squad has endgame, but then the live service aspect, how is it possible that Marvel's Avengers is a better live service game than Suicide Squad right now, Season 1? How is that possible? At least with Marvel's Avengers, you got a story with Kate Bishop. As little, as small as it was, you got some story. You had some missions that you had to go on to unveil the story to do something. And yet Suicide Squad comes out, which is years after Marvel's Avengers. They saw how they failed, and they went, hold my beer. We can do it worse than this. It's like the devs don't see what others are doing. I assume they talk about other similar games in their meetings, right? You would think. We do. They would have to, right, Jones? I can't imagine someone working in the video game industry making a game and going, what are they? Are they working in a building with no windows, no television sets? They're not allowed outside contact in the world at all? Did they not know Marvel's Avengers existed? Did they not know Anthem existed? Did they not know Destiny or Division 1 and 2 and Destiny 1 and 2 and every other live service game existed? Are they like closed off? Are they wearing like headsets and earmuffs? What are they doing? No, Sarge, it was delayed longer than that. Suicide Squad was originally supposed to come out the same year, okay, as Marvel's Avengers. Then they delayed it again from last year when they were supposed to come out to this point. The combat in Avengers was better. It was based around melee and the range. And I want to go back and play Marvel's Avengers right now, Water. I want to go back and play Marvel's Avengers right now. Did you imagine? We joke about Halo. Remember when Halo got launched? And it was supposed to go a year before, and they were going to release it. Can you imagine the state that would have been in? Can you imagine what Suicide Squad would have been in if it came out last year? Oh, my God. They treat superhero fans like complete idiots. Every way possible, from movies to games and comics, it's all slop. You know, Jason, I have to agree with you. I do. And because of this, I'm not excited at all for Marvel Rivals. At all. I'll play it when it comes out. If they give me the signed beta and whatever, I'll try it. But I am not excited about it at all. You know what the sad part is? The best comic book game to come out besides Spider-Man, okay? Besides the Spider-Man series. If you take Spider-Man away, okay? The best comic book game to come out is Gotham Knights. I know. And that's not great. But at least it wasn't a live service game. And it had a complete story. And actually had some sort of content afterwards. Well, no, Water. What I'm saying is, in recent, just take Spider-Man out. Like, Miles Morales. Just take the Spider-Man single-player game. With all the other comic book-esque type of games coming out, Gotham Knights is actually the better one. Of course, Batman series is better and Spider-Man is better. I'm talking about in recent. Go to making everything to modern audience and the people that don't even care about the comic books. They just add little they do is because it gives them the views, right? It's blatantly obvious by now the process of developing games has become a total trash. What the fuck is this discussion around Monday morning table when they start to work? I'm going to say it's safe to say that Marvel's Wolverine is in good hands until it's not. I'll be very honest with you. I'm excited for Wolverine because I'm a Wolverine fan. Insomniac has made good games. Until they don't, right? Rocksteady made good games until they didn't. 6 months ago, before Suicide Squad came out, I had no reason to hate on Rocksteady or give them shit in any way, shape, or form because up until this point, Rocksteady made good single-player campaigns. Now, I still like Suicide Squad's single-player campaign, and I thought that because they're such good storytellers with Arkham Universe, that when the game came out, that they would do good, and they did. Not great story, but it's good story. I like the premise of it, okay? That I thought the season mentality that they were going to do would be more story beats, and they didn't do that. And if they are doing that, then they better say something, right? Because if they don't say something, then, you know. Did you ever play Marvel Heroes? Yeah, I loved it. Loved it. And I was so pissed when they finally brought it to console. And then, like, what was it, 6 weeks later? They closed it. 6 months later, they closed it. I was so pissed off about it. That's why, Rose, in my brain, when they first said it was a live service game, I was like, I'm just playing this for the single player. I'm just playing it for the single player, and if I get more out of it, I'm not even pissed off that the live service aspect is the same shit over and over, right? I'm really not. I'm just baffled how they can try to get that and get away with it, okay? I'm more upset about Suicide Squad for Arkham, Rocksteady Arkham, that made really good content, really good story, and they did a good job with Suicide Squad for the most part, and I'm waiting for the next issue for Suicide Squad, and they didn't do it. It's like, what are they doing? What are they waiting for to tell story? I think seasonal story content was a safe assumption. That's my point, right? And that's what I'm pissed about. I'm like, all right, well, even if the live service aspect sucks balls, I was like, I'll come back and get the next issue of their storytelling. But there's nothing there. Water says, as long as SBI isn't involved and make Wolverine claws pink or only scratches instead of killing, then it should be good. Yeah, I'm open-minded to certain things, but at the same time, like, if you fundamentally change a character because of, you know, the message, then no. I didn't play Spider-Man 2, Rose. I can't agree or disagree. I'm assuming based off of the other two that I played that it would be good. Bart says, don't get me wrong. It's okay for the dev team to try something new, but with all the fails to learn from the last 10 years, what the fuck are you doing? And I don't get it. I doubt the SBI will be part of it, especially with all the heat they are under. Well, that's not true, right? Wolverine is in production. That shit's baked in already. So I'll guarantee you that it's in there. I'll guarantee you that it's in there, Rose. They might have pulled the plug for the rest of it, but it's in there. Yeah, we all look like fools because we assumed that the DLC would have story content, but fool me once. That's exactly right. Exactly right. So right now they've set the precedence. They set the precedence of Season 1 not having any content, right? And maybe it comes in Part 2 of Season 2, right? Or Season 1. But as of right now, what you just showed me, it doesn't look like it's going to be. It doesn't look like it's going to be. So I have to assume, because I assumed before that I was going to get story content, and now we didn't get story content. So now, fuck me, right? So now I gotta look at it and go, well, they're not going to give us story content. This is what they're giving us. Ranked mission, whatever the thing. So Two-Face is going to have his two-sided coin ranking or whatever. You're going to have to go up to 35 rank, or maybe they'll lower it now to 20. Okay, or maybe they'll just give you the character, and then there'll be no other reason to do it because this is what the blueprint that they've done for Season 1. This sets the tone for everything else. Right? You gotta set the bar low. You gotta set the bar low so you can go, we're listening, we're fixing it, we're changing it. Or you set it so low, you're like, ah, fuck it, we're done. Reese says, Spider-Man 2 was a step back from the first. Awful story, lost any good hope for Wolverine game will be good, SBI or no. ESG still runs the show, so if you're not SBI, it'll be a different group. Right. It's free, bro, so no FOMO. Well, that's exactly what they're going to get from me. They're going to get me to come back for 5 hours for the season to test it out and then put it down. Unless it's something that's interesting. Excuse me. Now, the only reason I'll give it more, like, come back, like I did for Battlefield 2042 yesterday we played after a while, right, is because I'm a content creator, and it gives me content to talk about. But other than that, no, unless they make major improvements. So have they even said anything about the feedback from Season 1? Was it, you said, bad communication? They haven't said anything. Now, it came out over the weekend, right? Like Thursday, Friday. They haven't said anything. And I don't expect them to say anything. I expect them to say absolutely nothing. Did they come out? They came out with, the maintenance, didn't they? Let's see, maintenance mode. Maintenance began at 7 o'clock in the morning. Maintenance has been complete. Do we have patch notes? Do we have patch notes? What was maintenance mode? Did they change the store? What did they do? They haven't said anything. There's nothing. Let me see. Is there no patch notes? Did nothing. Maintenance mode, but not, they don't tell you what it is. They don't tell you anything. The communication is terrible. My dog communicates better. I gotta go back. I gotta go back and try to find the video when they said all content's free, and I was like, oh god. I was like, oh god, here it is. I said that's the downfall, and that was the moment I said I'm just interested in the single player campaign. What were your thoughts about Battlefield 2042 after your last session? I think the game is fun. There still feels like moments in the game where it feels awkward. And I don't mean on my side. Now, I understand me being the more I play, the better I would become again. But it feels like something's off. It feels like the hit detection's off. It feels like there's cheaters. It does. It feels like there's cheaters inside the thing. It just feels like something's off about it. The new map seemed fun, like good. I had no complaints about the map. It was just more of me trying to learn the map. Like I said, it's fun. Like Argus came in and played with me last night. That's fun to play with somebody with that game. But just something feels off about it. Just something feels off. It doesn't feel, and this is how it's been since it came out, it doesn't feel like old school Battlefront to me. There's just something missing about it, and I don't know what that is. You were getting insta-kill a lot last night. Yeah, it seemed like everyone's around me. It seemed like I was getting killed where people couldn't even see me, and the kill cam would show, and you're like, how did they get the angle on me? Like, they were one-tapping me at one point, and we weren't playing hardcore mode. It just seemed a little weird. I wasn't having a bad time. I was just having just having fun playing, but I was just like, something just feels off about it. Helldivers added a couple of things, and there was balance patch yesterday. I don't know what I'm playing tonight. Yeah, maybe you're gonna play. I'm gonna try to go more South Park tonight, or maybe I'll play Helldivers tonight. And then tomorrow we're gonna play Division with Sarge, Division 2 with Sarge. Do the next, the next mission thing, whatever. Yeah, there's just something off about it. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a much better state now. Was it 24 months? No. How many months? When did Battlefront or Battlefield 2042 release? Came out November of 2021. Yeah, so we're 24, 25, 26, 7, 28. We're like 29 months. 29 months since it launched. And it still doesn't feel great. So, there's that. There's that. Actually, you know what we might do? You know what we might do tonight? Instead of playing South Park or Helldivers, I might go play Battlefield 5 or maybe Battlefield 1. That's always a good time to play. Gonna play Destiny, prepare yourself for the last expansion? No. No, the only thing I'm gonna do to get ready for Destiny 2's last expansion is I'll go relieve myself on the toilet while thinking about it. I don't know if is Battlefield, is it crossplay? Is not crossplay. Battlefield 5 is not crossplay. Altern says weapons feel odd. Like only SMGs do any damage. Hit registration and cheating in the server issues. Mostly cheaters. Yeah, the hit detection last night. There was a guy coming down the stairs, and I shot him in the chest. Like he didn't know I was there. I was coming up the stairs. He came down the stairs, and I shot him maybe a foot away. I unloaded 6 things point blank on him, and he didn't die. And I was like, what the hell? Right? What the hell? Then there was times I was shooting someone in the head. It didn't kill him. Then one time a guy shot me one time in the head and killed me. And I was like, okay, cool. Then there was times I was like shooting people and the registration didn't hit at all. Oh, no, Sarge, that's not true. We'll get Destiny 3. For sure. They got to go back to the cow. They got to go back to the cow. Well, Battlefield 5 actually, it was bad when it came out. And it was also missing a shit ton of stuff when it launched. And yeah, after 2 years, it was better. We were just talking about Battlefield in general, but Battlefield 2042 crowded. Part of me does wish I cared about the Final Shape DLC for Destiny, but it's been so too long now. I don't give an F about it. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm gonna do, Eclipse. I'll just wait for it to be done and then watch a nice video from, all of Destiny 2 story content and be good with it. Papa says, Destiny 3? What? Where? How much? I'll just continue playing with bots in Battlefield 2042. Maybe I'll do that to have more fun. Sarge, are you busy tonight? Are you working tonight, Sarge? You know what we could play tonight? Battlefront 2. Do you want to play co-op Battlefront 2? I just want some fun. Anybody want to play some Star Wars Battlefront 2? We'll go 4-player co-op against the NPCs and hold them back and whatnot. He has to walk his fish tonight. Oh, he's going to play some Baldur's Gate 3 is what he's doing. I love Battlefront 2. It's like Battlefield, but Star Wars 2. I think maybe I'll play that tonight. So if anybody wants to play Star Wars Battlefront 2, I'll be playing on an Xbox. So if you want to play it. Would anyone play Destiny 3 if Sony janked it from Bungie? No. It would have to come out, Matasbo, and show me what it is. And then like 6 months, 8 months, maybe a year later, I pick it up. Fun? You want fun? There's a stick and a ball outside. All right, let's get into that time. Almost 12:30. I appreciate everyone coming out and hanging out, watching, speaking, chatting, chilling out. If you're at work or you're at home, in the background, whatever. Appreciate it very much. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We'll be back tonight. I think I'm going to be playing Battlefront 2 tonight. I just want to play a game that's just fun and whatnot. So we're going to play co-op against the NPCs, hold them back and whatnot. I have a video coming out, which was the video yesterday about Suicide Squad, Paul Tassi's articles. I did a little bit of a different edit, so make sure you guys go check that out. That comes out at 1 o'clock this afternoon. I also have a short that leads into that comes out about 15 minutes before that. So other than that, yeah, that's it. We'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock for more gaming news. We'll be back tomorrow evening for some Division 2 with Sarge, and then we'll be back Thursday for Generation X Gaming. Appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.